Welcome back to the 17 News at Sunrise podcast, where we share your news on your schedule.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Sunrise.
As hospitalizations for COVID-19 set new records across California, a look at how some facilities are drawing up plans to care for patients once room runs out. Just before midnight, it finally happened. After months of stalled negotiations and back and forth, Congress passes a new COVID relief bill. We'll tell you how long before those direct payments could be in your pocket. Plus, stuck in the hospital since before Thanksgiving. With the heartbreaking realization that her mom won't be home for Christmas, a local woman finds a way to instead bring Christmas to her and other patients. This is Tuesday, December 22nd, 2020.
We begin this morning with an alarming report from the federal government. It shows Kern is one of the worst counties in the nation for coronavirus right now. The report comes from the Department of Health and Human Services and the White House COVID-19 Task Force. The report states that Kern is ranked 18th out of more than 3,000 counties for the most COVID-19 cases over the past week. The report characterizes Kern in a recent study as a sustained hotspot, the most severe category. Yesterday's numbers show Kern saw more than 7,200 cases over the past 7 days. We also lost 14 people during the past week. Out of the top 20 counties with the worst outbreaks, 8 are in California. Los Angeles tops the list with nearly 100,000 coronavirus cases and 594 lives lost last week. Texas, New York, Arizona, Florida, Nevada, and Illinois also have counties in the top 20. The U.S. has reportedly surpassed 18 million coronavirus cases. That's according to the latest numbers from NBC News. As of 5 p.m. yesterday, the U.S. had over 18 million positive cases since tracking began and more than 319,000 deaths. The country crossed the 17 million case mark less than a week ago on December 17th.
One of the best ways to help curb the spread of COVID-19 is to get a test, and the Kern Latino COVID-19 Task Force is hosting 2 more free testing sites this week. There's one today at the Kern County Fairgrounds from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. The next is tomorrow at Plans Park, also from 10 until 3. Free face masks will be given out to those who show up, courtesy of Adventist Health Bakersfield. For a list of all local testing sites, head to the Kern Public Health website and click on the Coronavirus tab. You'll find all the information you need to know on sites near you and information on whether or not you need an appointment. Just a reminder, the Latino COVID-19 Task Force launched a new mental health and wellness hotline. If you're dealing with stress, worries, or other concerns related to the pandemic, you can call the hotline and talk to experts who can provide helpful information and resources. It's available in both English and Spanish, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. The number is 525-5900. Well, hope is on the horizon as shipments of vaccines continue to make their way into Kern County. A nurse who has been on the front lines fighting the pandemic, both here at home and around the country, wants you to know the vaccine is safe.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, and 3.
I felt just like the flu shot.
Mm-hmm.
Just like the flu vaccine.
Yeah, she did good.
Easy.
You are all done.
All right.
That's the moment Nurse Grover Street received the coronavirus vaccine at Adventist Health Tehachapi. He's a traveling nurse on contract with the hospital. You may recognize him. He's been featured on NBC Nightly News and CNN for his work. Street's been to over a dozen states, helping different hospitals across the country cope during the pandemic. A recent study found nearly 1/3 of Black Americans are cautious when it comes to getting the vaccine once it's widely available. So Street decided to set an example by showing himself getting his shot.
And what people have to realize is, in order for the vaccine to be productive and work well for us in the United States or around the world, is we have to have as many people get this vaccine as possible in order for it to work. Trust healthcare workers. You go to a physician and they prescribe you antibiotics. You're going to take those antibiotics and you're going to get well. Physicians develop this vaccine, and we have to trust our healthcare workers,
As cases surge around the state, California's overwhelmed hospitals are setting up makeshift beds for patients, and a handful of facilities in hard-hit Los Angeles County are drawing up emergency plans in case they have to limit how many people receive life-saving treatment. The number of people hospitalized across our state with confirmed COVID-19 infections is more than double the state's previous peak reached in July, and a state model forecasts the total could hit 75,000 patients by mid-January. University of California Irvine Medical Center is in the process of setting up a field hospital in the parking lot in front of its hospital. According to a hospital spokesperson, the community's risen to the challenge with some area restaurants providing free meals for volunteers, helping make the project a reality.
We are at the beginning of the end. We have good vaccines. We are beginning to get them rolled out. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. There's a lot of cause for optimism. And to see this outpouring from the community at this time of year, it's really wonderful.
While many are planning to stay home for the holidays, AAA expects to remain busy as an estimated 5.4 million Southern California residents make road trips. AAA anticipates rescuing 905,000 stranded drivers during the 12-day travel period from December 23rd through January 3rd, according to a news release. It asked motorists to inspect tires and batteries before hitting the road. The total volume of road travel for the holidays is expected to be down 34% compared to 2019. Welcome back. If you're driving this morning, be cautious. The fog layer is still out and it is thick. Right, Kevin?
Yeah, and if you're not used to this area, it can get you pretty quick. In fact, my neighbor saw an alert that I put out yesterday about the fog formation, and it helped her greatly just because she's not used to the fog, and it was kind of a scary situation for her, so she got up actually early so she could leave a little bit earlier. So that is the case this morning. I emphasize if you have to hit the roadways, just make sure you watch your speed, keep plenty of distance between you and the car in front of you, and always use the low beams because we do have widespread fog out there this morning. It is thicker than what we were seeing yesterday. I want to take you outside and show you downtown Bakersfield at this time. This is outside our studios. And, looking at this, we could dream a little bit because as I look at this picture, it looks like it's pouring snow. So let's all just dream right now that it's pouring snow out there because I know all of us would love to see a white Christmas, but that's not going to happen. That is just fog that you're seeing right now. 33 degrees on the temperature, 30 on the dew point, 89% on the humidity with a north wind at 3. Now, out at the airport, if you're headed out that way, you can see visibility is at 0. Now, yesterday was a nice, comfortable day. We hit 60 degrees, so 5 degrees above the normal. We should be right around 55 this time of year. Our record on this date is 76 set back in 2005, and you can see temperatures this morning running into the 30s, except for Arvin, you're at 40, and then for the mountains, 36 in Pine Mountain Club, 40 in Fraser Park. Unfortunately, Tehachapi, I can't give you any readings because your observation site where we get those readings out at your airport is down at this time. 44 at Lake Isabella. And then we take a look at the satellite and radar, and it is picking up some of this fog that has formed. You can see it right here stretching all the way to the north. So we're not the only ones dealing with the fog. Temperatures today will be right near 60 in Sacramento, 50 in Fresno after some fog, and 60s down to the south in LA and San Diego. Here's a look at our overall pattern. We have a little bit of ridging offshore, and that's helping to form this fog. In the coming days, we're going to track a few things, and I'm going to put it all in order here for you. So system number 1 we're going to be tracking. This will be right around Christmas Eve, clouds only for the Kern County area, and you can see those clouds push on in. The second system will arrive, bringing rain to the north. I think we're going to remain dry Saturday and Sunday. It's going to be close, but right now I'm going to call for a dry forecast. So that's Saturday and Sunday. Monday is a different story. Look at that system coming from the north and then swing south into central California. This system gives us our best shot of seeing some rain into Kern County on Monday into Tuesday. So that's what we're looking at right now. And here's Futurecast HD for our area. And you can see for Thursday, the model wants to bring in some light rain. I just don't think it's going to happen yet. And you can see for the weekend, nothing really happens. But then you saw Monday into early Tuesday, and then Tuesday evening, it pushes on out of Kern County. All right, let's talk about air quality. Unhealthy for sensitive groups, your AQI at 124. And as we take a look at the overall forecast for today. 58 in Bakersfield, 57 in Delano, and 59 in Buttonwell. A little bit breezy in the mountains today under sunny skies. Winds could be gusting near 40. 59 in Frazier Park, 55 in Tehachapi with 60s into the Kern River Valley. And then for the desert, we'll look sunny and breezy and 67 in Mojave. Here's your extended forecast and what I'm looking at right now. We will see probably another foggy morning tomorrow, and then the clouds will be hanging around Friday on Christmas Day, partly cloudy and 64, and then more clouds increase for the weekend, and I have a 40% chance of rain in there on Monday. For the mountains, mostly cloudy for tomorrow into Thursday, but then Friday, Christmas, I think we'll be able to clear things out before that next system arrives, and then by Monday, 50% chance of rain and snow showers. Snow level will be relatively high, and then for the Kern River Valley, we'll look for mostly sunny skies tomorrow, and then for the Christmas Eve and Christmas Day period, 60s, and then you've also got a chance of some rain and higher elevation snow coming in next Monday. So it's something we're going to track carefully, but it looks like our next rainmaker, maybe significant rainmaker, will come in early next week. So again, if you're going to be heading out on the roadways this morning, just take it easy. We've got some dense fog around the area. Back to you.
It went down to the wire, but a new COVID-19 relief bill is on its way to becoming a law. The Senate passed the $900 billion package just before midnight. The House approved it earlier in the evening, and the bill will be on President Trump's desk to sign later this week. NBC's Chris Ballone has that story from Washington.
Hi there, Taylor. What this means is that for people and businesses that have been struggling throughout this pandemic, help is finally on the way. In fact, some stimulus money could start going out before the end of the year. Congress passing a new coronavirus relief package just before midnight, $900 billion with aid for struggling families and businesses.
It doesn't go all the way, but it takes us down the path, a first step.
A big bipartisan majority of us recognize the incredible amount of good it will do.
It brings another round of direct payments, $600 for people making less than $75,000 a year and $1,200 for married couples who earn up to $150,000, with $600 more for each dependent under 18 living in the same household. More forgivable loans for businesses, and for the jobless, $300 more weekly in unemployment.
If you're out of work, $600 isn't going to do much, but $300 a week is huge.
The vote coming on the same day President-elect Joe Biden publicly got his first dose of the COVID-19 vaccine. The incoming administration looking to vaccinations to help pull the nation out of a devastating explosion in cases. The bill includes billions for transportation, schools.
There's some money in there for vaccine distribution. There needs to be more.
The vote also heads off a shutdown of the federal government, which is now funded through next fall. Now, because of congressional rules, the bill could not go straight to the White House for the president's signature last night, but he should have it by the end of the week. In fact, the Treasury Secretary said some people will see direct deposits of their stimulus money next week. In Washington, Chris Ballone, 17 News.
In more coronavirus news, 3 airlines have agreed to require pre-departure COVID tests for flights that leave to the United Kingdom or come from the United Kingdom to New York State. The move comes after New York Governor Andrew Cuomo lashed out at federal authorities for inaction. Governor Cuomo then asked the airlines who fly thousands of people from the UK to New York daily to require the test. British Airways, Delta, and Virgin Atlantic said Monday that they would implement the policy for all passengers coming from the UK bound for the Empire State. Officials in the UK say they have detected a different COVID strain. UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson says the new strain is at least 70% more contagious than the previous strain of the virus.
That restricting travel can be a very important way to slow the growth of new infections. I think it's unlikely that we could ever stop this strain or other strains from entering the U.S.
New York health officials say they haven't detected the new strain in any cases, but they say it's probably already here, and there was little we could do to prevent it. British Airways says they'll implement the new policy starting today.
The 17 News at Sunrise podcast is a production of KGET and Nexstar Media Group. For more on all of the headlines in today's show, head to kget.com.